World of YouTube Table Site here with another video and another elevator test. As I get lucky nowadays getting into some buildings, and I can show you clearly how the elevators work. Now, of course, if anybody don't know, Elisa Lam was I think she was a student out in California, but made the biggest mistake of her life, staying at one of the most notorious, not only haunted, but deranged location for any woman to stay at. And I think half of it now is a residency, some crazy crap like that. But nothing has came good out of the Cecil Hotel in California. I mean, you've got notorious murderers that have stayed there, especially one I don't like talking about because I think he's the biggest pansy on the earth, one of the biggest pansies. Ramirez. I don't remember his first name, but he's AKA known as the Night Stalker. Going around, attacking people from behind or in their sleep. To me, that's a pansy. Someone that don't know how to live. Watched his uncle butcher people, or a person, or whatever. So he decided to take it upon himself to go do the same nonsense. But anyways, of course, if you don't know the story, she was staying there. She's supposed to be on medication. Supposedly was depressed, on medication for that, and she didn't take a medication or something, and she supposedly went crazy and went up into the water tank of the Cecil Hotel on the roof and drowned herself, which to me is totally erectioned up to the biggest pile of poop that you could ever see. And I believe my thoughts and theories on this is someone shut that elevator down, then went and tried to lure her away from the elevator, and she met her demise. And they lured her. Whether or not she got I don't know. I can't even say if she wasn't on her meds or something and she just acted delusional and was, having problems. And I can't even go that way. I mean, the way she looked in the video, mind you. And then again, I went over that video at least, 50 times. I still will look at it now and then. And the woman in that does not look like Elisa Lam. No frickin' way. I did a face comparisons on that, and you could tell that that woman in that elevator looks different, standing up back against the wall. And I think they might have did that too, right? To lure her in and make it look like she went crazy, so killing her, it would look like a suicide. I don't know, this case is just as strange as any other case. People drinking the water that she laid in, man. Oh, God. But, yeah, I believe she was murdered. I don't care what anybody says. It's considered a suicide, but what goes on in that hotel is probably the most bizarrest frickin' place on earth. And no, she did not commit suicide. Because the tanks, for one, there was an alarm on the door. If you go out, it goes off. To get up on them tanks, you got to climb and you got to do some maneuvering on the roof just to get up them. And to lift that door open on the thing And I'm pretty for damn sure that door don't get open too much. And when it rains, I'm sure the hinges are rusty as hell. And I think it was very hard to open them things. So, a woman going up there of her nature, I don't think would have the strength to try and pull that door open. And at that, just enough of the way her body was, there was no water in her lungs. And some article that went over that, or the autopsy, she did not drown, and her face was down in the water, and or was it up? I forget how it goes, but either or, you're sitting there. The way she, got in there and they said she drowned, it was impossible. There was no water in her lungs. When you drown, you drink the water, you swallow the water, and you're gulping it all up. She was thrown in there, and there was no water in her lungs. She just floated there dead. So with that being said, the elevator, as that door stayed open, pushing buttons, literally pushing buttons, that thing got shut off, switched off somehow. And I'm sure they got individual power buttons in that place. Right. For what? In case emergency, the elevator needs to be fixed. You can't go shut the whole power source down in the building just to fix something. These buildings, right, you gotta have individual power sources going to it to shut it off. Someone knew this building, could have even been a maintenance person at one time, or is. But whatever it is, I believe this guy's a friggin' serial killer to go around shutting off the elevators and everything, And as she tapped on that goddamn friggin' button, and the door still didn't shut. So, going into my video, now, I did try to do a video of talking, but unfortunately, when I got done with this, there was like 3 people standing waiting for the elevator to come down. Even though there's 2 elevators. It kept going to my elevator. There was 2 elevators. The thing keeps going, and I know they're pushing a button down there, so this was even better to make even though I was pushing the button, the people downstairs were pushing it, and it kept going so it could go down. So that being said, how coincidental is it, too, that Elisa Lam was in that elevator and no one was pushing the button to go onto a floor or something. Whatever happened, she, it was like she was the only one in that friggin' building. It's just, weird. And for that elevator to be stuck open as long as it did, and there's nobody else coming in and out using the damn thing, that's murder all day. I don't give a crap what anybody says. Poor detective work. Go suicide, yeah, BS. The biggest, tallest pile of crap you could sit there and look at and smell. And it's dirty. And it's a bunch of crap. That's it. So here we go. I'm going to play my video and show you what this elevator... And mind you, this elevator is slow going up and down. It felt like it took me like a minute to get up to the 4th floor. But as you can see, there goes the door. I'm pushing my arm. It pushes right back open. And like you see, boom, I stick my arm out again. See how fat now Elisa Lam in the video of her... And you watch it, you could see her sitting there hopping out, standing in, pressing the button. All right? Pressing that button. And it would not shut. And to see how, fast this door shuts. And elevators are supposed to be expected every year. You see it on the, I usually look at stuff like when that elevator was inspected last. And I believe it's every year they gotta be inspected. So I always look at that stuff. I didn't look at this one because I was doing this. I didn't want someone to come out and say, hey, what are you doing out here, because I'm in an apartment complex. But I was lucky enough, right, to get this video. And like I say, look how fast that door shuts. It shuts. And not only that, like I said, there was people down there pressing the down button to get the elevator down, so the door is automatically just also going. So Elisa Lam standing in the elevator, hopping in and out. Someone shut the power off on that sucker. Literally shut it off. And I believe was murdered. Like I say, I always try. I got a bunch of elevator tests in my. If you look up Elisa Lam elevator test, it should come up, all of them. And right, when I get the opportunity to do this, this is what I do. Just to prove that the elevator she was in was shut off. And I'll keep saying it. Because look at it. Look at it. You just stand there, you move quick. Just as quick as it moves back. That thing didn't even shut. It's nuts. It's just nuts. And like I said, there's some elevators. There's one elevator I went in, was brand new. It's in I think it's 200. There's a street in Worcester. And that elevator, man, you're up the floor in about, I want to say 5 seconds flat. And there's like a friggin' 5-6 story building, maybe a little more floors. But that thing moves up and down. But, that's new. This one is an older elevator, like I said. And it takes like 10 years ago. But think about it, folks. Think about it. What was going on with that door that day? Who shut it off is the question. And whoever shut it off, that's your killer. And that's one thing, and I'll end it at this. Did not know or heard nothing in that story about any officer, investigator, talking to any type of maintenance man in the building. What do you think of that thought, theory, idea? I mean, even if they did they ask him about the elevator? Why would the elevator do? Why did they do, a test on the elevator too? Did the officers do a test? There's a lot of things I'd like to know. I'd like to know. And this is one of them. And this is why I do this. To prove the fact. Till our next video, be safe, take care, and always beware. You don't know when your elevator door will be stuck open too. Make sure you get ready if it does. Be prepared to fight. Out.